All right, guys. So we got some breaking news. First, I'm gonna keep that pinned right there. Join our JSB Discord. There's fights tonight in Australia, wherever you are in the world. If you can't watch the fights, we stream all of the pay-per-views in our Discord. It's a couple bucks a month. Become part of our growing, world famous Johnny Says Boxing Professional Betting Academy. We're a betting community. We share all of our tips, our slips. You get to talk to professional fighters in there, coaches, betting sharps. So I'm going to leave that link pinned. I want to talk about some breaking news real quick, though. I just got messaged this. I'm going to play it for you. I'm hoping that it's fake, just for the sake of, I don't believe in Ohio on Ohio crime. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this news on y'all that's circulating right now, and I might as well go ahead and speak about it now because it's already circulating a little bit, and I got some people asking me about it. But yes, for July 4th,
Not the smoke
Abdullah
alarm in the
Mason
background,
versus
though.
Joe Cardina, not
Did you hear
happening. Joe Cardina having issues with his visa right now, so Joe Cardina will not be able to make it for next week for July 4th. So of course, Top Rank, they was going over possible opponents. And yes, the opponent is Albert Bell, 135-pound guy, Toledo, Ohio. Of course, my guy, you got Toledo versus Cleveland in this one. Yes, I am on some Latoya Luckett shit right now. I'm torn between the two because both of my Ohio guys is going at it. But hey, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. From what I heard in particular, just to give out on the
not the
news a little
smoke
bit,
alarm,
I
though?
heard
Come
that Albert
on.
Bell got
Get your
offered
smoke alarm
double
fixed.
the amount that he was going to make for Andy Cruz for Abdullah Mason. So it was a no-brainer to him. Obviously, he gets a immediate title shot with Abdullah Mason. The fight with Albert Bell and Andy Cruz was going to be July 18th. And of course, that was going to be for an IBF title eliminator for to be basically have the mandatory spot to fight Raymond Muratalla or Robson Casasio winner that's happening August 1st, right? So, but Albert Bell got the call for this, got the to him to go ahead and take this opportunity. It's the opportunity for him, to fight for this world title on a big platform. Of course, this event for Abdullah Mason, first title defense.
Look, hold on. I'll let
First
him
deal
play.
that they have called the fight, and
I don't
it's
know
gonna
this
be
dude, by the
big. It's
way.
gonna be big, man. Ohio's gonna be deep as hell next Saturday, July 4th for this event. It's gonna be crazy, man. So I said I might as well go and announce this news since it's already starting to break a little bit. I was waiting for the proper people to announce it, but since it's going already coming out, I said I might as well.
This is the guy, Cam J Network. I don't know this bloke. A bunch of people messaged me about this. I messaged my boy Ohio Runs Boxing. He didn't answer. I think it's late in Ohio. A couple pages shared it. Um, See, my guy follows this dude, so it seems legit. You know, if Ohio Runs Boxing's following this dude, it seems legit. Uh, what could you say, right? What could you say? I've been a fan of Albert Bell for a decade. You know what I'm saying? And you guys know I'm from Northeast Ohio, so I grew up in Youngstown. If ever I am biased towards any fighters, it's Northeast Ohio fighters. Now I know that Albert is from Toledo, but this is a dude, Olympian. You know, for a decade, nobody would. You know, he wouldn't get big fights. Super tall, long, lengthy, 6 feet tall, technician from the outside, great jab, great mind, uses the entire ring. Somebody commented that said this is a better fight than Cordina. I don't know. People were, dude, Joe Cordina, you know, that's a scrappy ass fight. I would have rather seen Abdullah Mason beat up on Joe Cordina than Abdullah Mason versus Albert Bell. But that's just my Ohio roots. I was taking Albert Bell at plus 480 to beat Andy Cruz. And you know, I had that on a moonshot parlay. I'm kind of salty that that fight's not going down now. Just so you guys know. Yeah, I put that bet in. It's going to void. I liked Albert Bell's chances to beat Andy Cruz. I don't like his chances against Abdullah. It I don't want to see Ohio guys eating their own, is my point. And at this stage of the game, well, at least Albert Bell is getting a world title fight. And, will he fight? Will he go against the grain and fight Abdullah differently? This is like an Ohio Civil War. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm sorry. At least Albert gets a world title fight. Doesn't sit right with me. Let me see where the boys are at. We have a lot to talk about, guys. There's fights in Australia. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 12:18 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia. The Aussie card starts in about the Aussie card starts. That accent came through. The Aussie card starts in about 5 hours. Liam Paro and Lewis Crocker will probably walk in about 9 hours. So just keep that in mind. And if you're in our Discord, make sure you're following KAO, our local JSB insider who streams all of these fights. No matter if you're, we have insiders from Ghana, we have insiders in Canada, we have a lot of Aussies, a lot of Americans. We're truly an international community. And I always tell everybody the biggest benefit of becoming part of our group is being part of that community. Yeah, you get my bets, but I mean, what guy is 100%? I'm not always right. I'm not always wrong. Don't join and don't support me. If you're going to support me for the effort I put into the game. If you're going to join our community to become part of our team. Okay. Nobody's 100% right on these on picks. That's just insane. But we do stream all of the fights. So to put a little nice pretty bow on that thought, you'll save thousands of dollars not having to pay for pay-per-views. Hopefully the feds aren't listening. And if they are, squally! I'm politicking with this chicken wondering if I'm a creeper, a little hood rat bitch for 20 fit. Abdullah's a beast. He fights so brave. If anything, I'd like him to fight a little bit more conservative, not take as many risks. But when you watch an Abdullah Mason fight, this is how this young fella is wired. This is who he is. I got Colombia versus Congo on right now. 19th minute. We are a professional sports community, so we have the World Cup has been fire. One of the homies yesterday, he gave a ticket away, $150, paid 17,000. So the World Cup's been on. We've been winning a lot of money. I have a couple little plays. I need a goal scorer, and I need Colombia on the money line, and I hit a nice plus 800. I hit yesterday a plus 500. We've been eating in our Discord with the World Cup, as quiet as it's kept. So that's in the back. That's in the forefront. If you guys want to know the score, whatever, 20th minute, 0-0. Barry Tapia better fight. I never knew what this smoke alarm thing was until like 2 months ago. That's why I made it a point. 2 months ago, all like my brothers, my best friends all live in America. And, I fortunate to be real close with guys I've known since I was like 8 years old, right? These are like my brothers. And I'm watching some sort of political commentary guy talking bullshit. And he made a video about smoke alarms. And I'm like, what is he talking about, dude? I don't get it. So I sent it to my buddy who's an attorney in Columbus. We grew up together in Youngstown. He's like, oh, he was like, it's just a thing. He's like, it's kind of an inside joke in America where, certain folks they let their smoke alarms, they don't change the battery and you hear it chirping. The crazy thing is here in Australia, whether you own or you rent, you have people who come through twice a year who make sure that your smoke alarms are working. Like people, you have to schedule people in and then they mark it off because of fires and it's just a hazard. So I was like, that's a thing. People, why wouldn't somebody change their batteries? Anyway, that's why I commented. It was all new to me. JSB Insiders, we up 40 of you. Dude, we're not even 10 minutes in. We got 40 people in here. As you tap in, like the video. I'm going to stay on for at least, I'm probably going to stay on. The plan is to stay on for as long as the game, so like an hour or two. I've been doing long live streams. I really like doing the longer ones because I get to shoot the shit with you guys. Any of you JSB Insiders who want to come on the live right now and talk about some of the fights, there are some points of contention. Paro versus Crocker. We have Liam Taliva'a versus Dempsey McKean. We got that G-Banger. He's fighting tonight, plus 700. So if anybody wants to come on and kind of shoot the breeze about it, spread your knowledge, grow your brand, this is an equal opportunity lender. I always bring people on my channel. If you guys are content creators, it's another thing I tell the insiders. If you guys are like up and coming content creators and you want to sort of, I'll shout you guys out, come on. Albert Bell is a problem, man. That length, a 6 foot tall lightweight, you guys are crazy. Shout out to Abdullah for taking the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's Abdullah's big brother. Just so you guys know, that's Abdullah's unk. He's no. I guarantee we can find photos of Abdullah when he's like 8 years old with AB, the Prince. AB's an Ohio G, dude. He's in his 30s now, and nobody wanted to fight him. Nobody wants to sign on the dotted line with a 6 foot tall lightweight. Are you freaking kidding me? Who's technical with a good jab? That's a nightmare. And it's kind of unfortunate that his shot is coming against Abdullah Mason on multiple levels. A, for Mason's skill, pedigree, his youthfulness, his energy, his power, and B, because they're both Ohio guys. I 100% guarantee it would take us 20 seconds to search the internet. I'll do it right now to find an Abdullah Mason Albert Bell photo. Let's see. Like, boxing's a small fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are, shout out to Abdullah for taking the fight. If this is real, has it gone public? Like, I'm obviously going to take Mason in that fight. But maybe Albert Bell schools him. Maybe Albert Bell teaches him a lesson. I don't know. But I don't want to see Bell knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, in his one shot in a career where nobody wanted to fight him, and it's taken him a decade, and he finally gets his chance to fight for a world title when he was supposed to fight a Cuban, and he fights an Ohio kid. Like, that's just kind of. But hey, man, we'll see. Tough test for each one. He ain't laying down. He is not laying. Left hand, man. I don't recognize you on the stream, but I recognize the value you add, so I appreciate you. AB is not laying down. That dude, like, and if you guys box, if you know about hierarchy and fight gyms, sometimes the younger guy, sometimes guys cut the pecking order for whatever reason. Some guys will cut the line in terms of hierarchy. Maybe the younger kid is more marketable, or maybe Pops knows somebody, or maybe he had a more storied amateur career. Some guys just cut the line. That doesn't mean though unks and all that just gives more steam when the old head gets an opportunity to prove them wrong. And yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't like it. I actually don't like it. So Dempsey gonna we'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna once we shout out to Cruz. I haven't seen you on a live in a while, man. Cruz Bauer, my guy. We're gonna break this down. I'm gonna stay on for at least over an hour. So we're gonna get to the Aussie card. I'm gonna bring up the odds. I just want to get the Abdullah Mason breaking news. If you're tapping in 14 minutes in, there's 45 of you in here like the video. Abdullah Mason's fighting Albert Bell. A civil war in Ohio is about to go down. Joe Cordina allegedly is out. Albert Bell was supposed to fight, I think, July 18th against Andy Cruz, a fight in which Albert Bell was a plus 600. I had already had a full unit on him. I shared that ticket maybe a week ago when I saw that fight. I was like, people are sleeping on Albert Bell. I was like, he's going to beat Andy Cruz. I already had action on that fight. And then also our long parlay now. We put our long parlay in August. It was a 9-legger paying plus 600. And Abdullah Mason versus Cordina was the last leg. And now if that fights off, our long parlay hits, but it doesn't pay as much. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Brandon in the house. What's up, B? Abdullah by KO versus Bell. The boys are heating up. Angel on Hell Calito. We're gonna get to all this. I'm just gonna catch up to the chat, and then I'll turn the page to the odds. Do you like Paro? I'll get to it. What's up, buddy? I'm gonna sub Johnny McKean and Talivant fight to go the distance. Yeah, I'm gonna circle back around. Just be patient with me. Dempsey McKean 100%. Mike, this is so obvious. Dempsey has only lost. This is a lie. Dempsey has 2 losses. Dempsey got knocked out in the first round to Moses Itama, and then he got stopped in the 12th to Hergovich. Dempsey McKean's the type of guy, he's not a boxer. His background is MMA and kickboxing, square shoulders, southpaw, 6'6", 35 years old, decent jab, slow, doesn't really have good feet. When he's in the strike zone, he does have good volume. He could throw combos, but maybe this is an emotional pick on my end. It's no secret. I know Liam. I was in the gym when Liam walked into the gym in Bondi Boxing Club. Shout out in 2021. And I told the story all week I think I told the story in my breakdown is like, at the time I was managing a fighter out of Bondi Boxing, and I was doing a lot of videography for the gym. One of the things I do, I film, I edit, I've done documentaries in the past. So I'm filming fighters, and it was during Sam Edgington versus Dennis Hogan fight week. And I think Dara Foley was on that fight card. It was a fun little fight card. And I'm filming, and I hear pop, 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 pop. And I just hear these pads. Like, I've been in gyms my whole life. Every now and then, you'll know the sound when you're like, ooh, these are hitting differently. Who is that hitting them pads? And I see this, big, athletic, stocky fella, just southpaw, pop, pop, pop. And after he was done, Tony Del Vecchio, who was holding pads, who runs Bondi Boxing, I was like, Tony, who's that dude? He was like, oh, he just turned pro a couple months ago. He's getting ready for his second pro fight. His name's Liam. I was like, do you mind if I interview him? He's like, nah, interview him. And that interview's on my YouTube channel. So you can watch it. It's up. You can watch it. And I'm asking him about his aspirations, how he got into the game, and he was like a one-fight pro. Talava is an extremely athletic heavyweight. He's about 6'1", great hand speed, good feet. The thing I'm most impressed with Talava is his punch placement, his accuracy. As a bettor, whenever I get Liam as the dog, I'm betting on him. Why? Because he will fight for my money. He has 2 losses. The first loss was a second-round knockout loss in which Australia Boxing deemed it was one of the fights of the year. A firefight against the Bull, another massive heavyweight, fights out of Newcastle. Shout out to Glenn Jennings. Glenn Jennings is Costa Zoo's manager and Tim Zoo's former manager, Nikita Zoo's manager. He manages Grotch. Grotch was the one on the way up. Liam drops Grotch in the first round, and then Brandon knocked Liam out. And this was like a 3-fight. I think it was Liam's 3rd fight. It was like that learning process of like, all right, you have your opponent hurt. Do I go for the kill? How composed should I be? How measured should I be? These are all things and sort of lessons you learn along the way. Picks himself up, wins a couple more fights, gets the rematch with Brandon Grotch, and knocks him out and leveled up and was much more measured, much more, sort of unwilling to go over that front foot. He has a good jab, good backhand, super athletic, like I already said. He'll trade with you, right? The only other loss, I was second row to the Steven Ivich fight. Steven Ivich is a very, good amateur career, very sort of classy heavyweight, doesn't have a lot of pro fights, but he was the favorite in that fight too. Liam was like a 3-1 dog. I had Liam winning the last 3 rounds. I had Liam winning on the cards. A lot of the guys I was with from the gym had Liam winning, and they gave a majority decision to Steven Ivich. So that was his only other loss. And then he's coming off of a knockout win that went viral. When we're looking at the 31-year-old versus the 35-year-old, we're looking at Dempsey McKean, a guy who stepped up twice on the world level, got stopped twice at the world level. And you're looking at it, there's a reason this fight is the co-main. Liam is the underdog based off of rounds. Liam only has 39 pro rounds, ring experience, etc., and names on the resume. But in terms of an underdog and plus money value, where fighters are trending, that sort of thing, I'm all in on Liam. I think he beat. I definitely think that people are, he's never fought a southpaw. Okay, and you guys are acting like Dempsey McKean is freaking Alexander Usyk. Dempsey McKean's very predictable. He's marauding. He's slow. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power. Liam is gonna. If I'm Liam's game plan, if you were to watch my tape, the breakdown, the stats on live video I did, you feel that jab out. Liam has a good jab. Don't sleep on Liam's jab. Just because he's shorter, he's going to get on the inside. He'll be measured. He'll probably take a couple to give a couple. And then I think once he feels that power, he's going to stay in the pocket, stay in the wheelhouse, work the body, and look for a stoppage. So I'm high on Liam Talava'a. And this is one of those fights where Liam has like a Australian super corner. You know what I'm saying? He has his coaches. He has Tony Del Vecchio. He has Johnny Lewis, and they think they have one. This is Liam's opportunity to go international. And sometimes in boxing, when we're looking at fights and breaking it down and looking at the odds, you have to kind of open that onion up and look past what's at stake for both guys. Well, Dempsey's playing the role of, hey, I'm the top guy in Australia. I've been international. It's still my time. I have something to prove. And Liam's like, no, you haven't. You've had your time. I'm up next. We're co-main eventing. I'm a slight underdog. I beat you. I get your scalp on my resume, and then I go international. So that's what's at stake. And you know, you guys watch Liam's tape. You know, you can't deny every time you see him, he adds a little bit more to his game. And the one thing I'm most impressed, I talked about in my breakdown, was he doesn't waste. He's an accurate puncher for a heavyweight. He places his shots really nice. The thing I am worried about, you know, is that conditioning. So if you're a Dempsey McKean better, you know, you fight him on the outside. You use that jab, you use that range. Every time Liam comes in close, you grab, you clinch, you wait for the ref to break it up, restart, jab from the outside, make Liam come to you, and you kind of weather that storm. And that's how I see it, how Dempsey McKean will win this fight. If you're Liam Talavaha, you've worked on your conditioning issues. You don't go all gas, no brakes. You use your jab. You use Dempsey McKean's negative footwork against him. Level change, feint, jab to the body, and set your backhand up top. And so I see that going down. And it's a fun fight. And, you know, Stephen Ivich gives a lot of heavyweights issues in Australia, by the way. And, you know, he's on this card as well. Liam has more of the dog in him. If you were to ask which fighter is most likely to win after being knocked down, definitely Talava. It's just a matter, can he buy? Yeah. It's a good fight, guy. I love our community. We passed 28,000 subs this past weekend. And I'm not a guy who ever started this to even reach 10,000 subs. I didn't know anything about this. I'm a guy, I have to reiterate this for the new people because we're growing. People come to the channel every day. I do live streams every day. It might be the first time hearing me say this, but you know, I love boxing, man. It was my first love as a little kid, as a 7-year-old. I love Australian boxing. I love British boxing, American boxing. I love club level boxing. I'll go to amateur shows. I'll go to a street fight as long as it's one-on-one. You know, I love the competition element of it. Liam Talavaha, in my opinion, is that type of fighter that why you love the game. A guy that has been the nail before. And he fights like he's always the hammer. But we've seen him be the nail. We've seen him pick himself back up and become the hammer again. It just he fights with a lot of character, a lot of determination. Dempsey McKean's going to be the classier one in there. He's going to be the more experienced one in there. They're both going to be on their P's and Q's. You know, Dempsey's going to be in. I think Dempsey's going to be in trouble early, and then later this goes, Liam's going to be in trouble with his gas tank. So it's one of the adjustments I think I'm going to make on my Stats Don't Lie videos. I wanted to run this by you guys. When you go to my fight prediction playlist and you see those edited Stats Don't Lie videos, I've done 2 of them this week. There'll be 2 more coming out. I did the Paro versus Crocker, and I did Talava versus McKean. Tomorrow I'm uploading Yuri Cedeno versus Jahai Tucker, and then Boots Ennis versus Zayas. But in those breakdowns, I'll tell you my prediction, right? I think what I'm going to start doing is for each side, tell the viewer, if you're a Dempsey McKean bettor, this is what you're betting on. This is how he's going to win. These are his odds. This would be the bet I would take if I was betting on Dempsey McKean, right? And if you're a Liam Talavaha bettor, this is his path to victory. These are the current odds. This is the bet I would take if I'm betting on Liam Talavaha, and then I'll give you my pick. I thought about that today when I was running a 5K. Because I'm trying, you know, I'm always thinking on how I could further explain to new people that we're not an echo chamber. We're not boxing casuals. I'm not a betting expert. You guys ask for my tips, but it's like, I tell you what I see. Nobody's 100% correct. And I don't want people joining our Discord just because you get my bets. I want you joining my Discord because you want to be part of a professional betting academy, and you don't have to deal with trolls. You don't have to deal with casuals. You don't have to deal with people who don't know the game. That's a common thing. Johnny brother Talibah by knockout. I'm gonna pull it. Let's pull it up. What's up, high interest, my guy? $25 in, 60 of you savages in here. Just like the video for me. So we're gonna go. My boy, high interest in this motherfucker. 37th minute, Colombia, Congo, 0-0, or as the football fans will say, 0-0. So he said Talibah by knockout. Okay, so this is high interest likes Talibah by knockout at bro, plus 475. So those odds are suggesting that Liam. I get it. The only two to beat and stop Dempsey were guys who were at the world level, Hergovich and Moses. It's no secret that Liam's not at the world level, so that's why he's the underdog. For all the new bettors here, here's strategy I always use. When I'm betting an underdog, like I am at Talibah, right now he's plus 185. I have him at plus 240. I put my bet in on Sunday, just so you know. I put my bet in 4 days ago. I got him at plus 240. He's now at plus 185. Whenever I'm getting a dog, I don't like to get fancy with it. We're already getting plus money. So if I'm playing a dog, I'm going full unit, full bankroll, full unit, whatever your unit is, 100, 50, 1,000, 5,000, whatever your unit is. I'm going full unit Talibah money line because you take them by knockout, the odds are way more in your favor, but I like playing the long game. You know what I'm saying? I have a long-term approach to this. I'm not trying to get rich gambling. I'm not trying to, I'm trying to string together victories. The thing that sucks the most is when you take an underdog at plus money and you pick the method of victory and the guy on points who is already a dog wins by knockout. And you're like, I got nothing to show for. So I think through each bet, there's ways to mitigate risk. Betting is already going to be risky. What I like to do is try to understand myself and then explain through the riskiness of betting how to mitigate the risk of each bet. And that's just the rules I abide to. If I'm playing a dog at plus money, he's already plus money. Why get greedy? But the knockout is crazy. Those odds are crazy. Do you think Paro can stop Crocker? Let's pull up those odds. Because I heard the books have been moving a lot. I haven't really looked. I had a busy day this morning. The G Banger. All right. So you're thinking, can Paro stop Crocker? I have Paro on points. When I hit Paro on point, and that seems like it's the popular bet. I put my bet in, just full transparency for the boys. Wow. Last Sunday. So I took Paro on points last Sunday at plus 140. He's now plus 105, which it's still plus money. He's a small welterweight, man. He's a small welterweight. If you're like Johnny, what is the path? He's a plus 500 to stop him for a reason, but you'd be like, hey Johnny, what's the path for Paro to stop Crocker? The path would be he would need Lewis Crocker to fight how he fought Patty Donovan in the first fight. He'll need Lewis Crocker to be that aggressive boxer puncher on his front foot, the brawler sort of type. Because when he fought Donovan the second time, he fought very negative off his back foot and he countered. That's not going to beat Liam Paro. And it might, he won't get stopped that way. Liam Paro, in my opinion, his best attributes is his timing and his counter backhand. So I think he's the more skilled, more well-rounded boxer. You got to give Crocker the size advantage, evidently. You got to give Crocker the power advantage, evidently. But what Liam Paro does where he makes up for those two is his timing, his understanding of range and distance, and his counter backhand. So let's say Crocker is down 6th, 7th round, and he's down on the scorecards, and he gets advice from his corner, which he changed corners, by the way, changed his long-term coach. I didn't really get a reason why he did that. And he starts getting desperate and aggressive and starts slugging and throwing those wide hooks. And Paro, is still in good nick. 6th, 7th round, he starts picking them apart. It could happen. It's a plus 500 for a reason. It's not my play, but that in my opinion is how I would see it happening. Crocker money line. Look, whenever you have a world champion, who's the underdog, it's a good play. So I don't recognize John Wisher here. I Wisher. I don't recognize you on the chat, but welcome. I'm not one of those boxing channels that's going to talk trash because we disagree. I think that's a good pick. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think, though, that Lewis Crocker has a bigger mountain to climb considering he's traveling from Belfast, Northern Ireland to Australia, even though it's a co-promoted No Limit and Matchroom card. No Limit won the purse bid. This is a No Limit card. Liam Paro is the No Limit A side. He's in his hometown. Liam Paro also has history on his side. If you would have watched my Stats Don't Lie breakdown video, you would know this statistic. There's only one fighter ever from Australia to become a 2-division world champion in boxing, and that's Jeff Fennick. If Liam Paro wins tonight, he becomes the second boxer ever to become a 2-division world champion. That's a great narrative to have on your side. And so, Crocker's going to have to fight a perfect fight. He's going to have to win wide on the scorecards, by the way. And he could do it. He could do it. Young, athletic, confident, undefeated on paper. And I think it's a good bet. It's just not my bet. Johnny, I heard you say that you're betting heavy on Paro. Is that your heaviest bet this week? Paro on points. I'm double checking. And then Charles Johnson money line. My boy CJ UFC. Dude, the hair's growing, boys. Look at this shit. This shit's crazy. I'm growing it out again, boys. You guys only know it's short. My girl hates my long hair, but I gotta grow it out for the boys. What's up? So yeah, I went heavy on CJ as well. If Talaval wins, does he take it by decision or knockout? Haven't thought about it. Mosby, you changed your photo, big dog. I reckon my girl's always like, you notice everything. I notice a lot. I think one of my strengths as a human is I notice the little things. I have a good memory too. Mosby changed his photo. Unless there's two Mosbys. Unless Mosby is like a name I don't know about that's super popular, like Smith. I haven't thought about it. As soon as I saw Liam at plus money, I jumped on it. And so the way my mind works is from a betting perspective, my money's in. I got him on the money line. Boom, I just need you to win. You know what I mean? I didn't open that other door of path to victory. I did in my breakdown. I think it could go the distance. It's tricky, man. Even if you let's look at the odds. The fight to go the distance right now, I think it's 50-50 for it to either go the distance or get stopped. The last time I checked. McKean's the favorite. Don't forget that, guys. Yeah, I mean, how often do we see this? We don't see this a lot. Like Liam's more than a 2-1 underdog. When have we ever seen a guy who's more than a 2-1 underdog and the odds for it to go the distance is split right down the middle? Will the fight go the distance? Yes or no? The bookies are like, I don't know. Shit. and like I said, if you're on Dempsey McKean, 49% return, it's a great parlay piece. Depending on your wallet, if you got a nice bankroll, you're getting 50% return. 1,000 gets you $500. That's a great return. So it just depends on what money you're playing with, how you want to use this fight. Are you using it to parlay? Are you using it to, like, if I were to say half unit, I'd go Liam by knockout. So half unit, I'd go Liam by knockout. Obviously, I'm going Liam on the money line. I went a little bit heavier. Johnny, as I've done more tape study on Cedeno and read some dude boys in the Discord, I'm more 50-50. Yeah, no, a lot of people. Look, we have a great team in there, man. Shout out to Barry Unboxing. Shout out to Magana. We have a great team in there. I'll bring up the Discord in a second. It's filled with very well-read, well-researched boxing heads. And as a bettor, as a gambler, if your boots aren't dug in on your bets and you go into our Discord, you're gonna start second guessing your bet. And in my opinion, that's a great thing. That's a great tool to have because we're not an echo chamber. You don't go in like the boys know I'm taking Jahai, right? Our team, because I put our tickets behind our membership wall. Our team knows who I'm leaning on. Our community wouldn't be as dope as it is if everybody knew who I was taking and everybody was listening to me. The best part about our community is that we don't agree. That's how we all get better. We need discourse. And look, I did his Yuri Cedeno video in his last fight. I'm high on Yuri Cedeno, and I had to make sure I didn't talk myself out of this one. So it's not like I'm a Yuri Cedeno hater, just so you guys know. I broke this fight down, guys. That's Cedeno versus Atundi, and Cedeno it was like a 50-50 fight. And this is me telling you who to take. And I took Cedeno, and he was 13 pro fights against the veteran, and he won. I think, though, that Cedeno's record is inflated. I don't trust the Dominican amateur scene. I don't trust his experience. On paper, he looks great. He's a big, flashy, powerful southpaw. I mean, okay. Jahai Tucker is game bred. For all you UFC fans out there, what does Jorge Masvidal's nickname mean? Jorge Masvidal's nickname was Game Bread. What's that mean? Do you guys know what Game Bread is? Jahai Tucker is Game Bread. Cedeno is not. And that's what I'm leaning on. Game Bread is a term they use in dog fighting when they're breeding fighting dogs, usually pit bulls, Rottweilers, maybe. And you get to the point where you breed them and you have a pup of a fighter father, be like, that pup, that dog's game bred, ready to fight. That's where Jorge got his nickname from, and I think that's going to be the biggest difference. I don't think that Cedeno has been through the fire. At 23 years old, Jahai has been fighting at the high level since he was a teenager. He's going to find a way. Oh, he didn't look that good against Truck Simpson. Truck Simpson, man. Truck Simpson's a tough out for anybody. Truck Simpson is awkward. He has that marauding southpaw style. He's kind of like a low level Errol Spence Jr. They had a lot of emotional. There was a lot of hatred, and if you guys know, the community will know. But like we break down all these fights. Truck Simpson. Jahai fought a certain way against Truck because there was a lot of fucking emotions going into that fight. The crowds, the families, the cities, those boys did not like each other, and there was a lot of pride on the line. Tucker's not going to, he's going to fight a little bit different against Cedeno. I think he's going to figure out how to win. I think he's going to be physical in there. I think he's the more skilled guy. I think Cedeno, he punches well, but I don't, even his punching power at 14-0, 12 knockouts, I don't believe in it. I don't trust his punching power. I'll show you why. I've been burned by Dominicans boxing before in the past, just recently. So that's an inflated record to me. Like, look, Everything looks great on paper. 14-0, 12 knockouts, 6 foot tall southpaw, Dominican, 26 years old, great nickname, La Bazooka, very marketable, etc., etc., etc. Olympian, but I don't rate the Dominican boxing Olympians. Like the Dominican amateur scene is the Dominican, they're a baseball country. So I'm not buying into the fact that, oh, he's an Olympian. And that doesn't mean it's not the same as being an American Olympian. Okay. He fights Unk. He fights Unk Atundi in a, I think he was a $1.79 favorite going into that fight. I think Atundi was like a $2.10 dog. I took Cedeno, and he won by wide margins, won by a decision, right? Then you start looking a little bit deeper. Who did he fight before Atundi? Who did he beat to get the Atundi fight? Oh, a guy who's 27-34. Wow, that's awesome. You beat a guy who's 27-34, and you get elevated to fight Atundi, who has been in there with good guys, but he's far from unbeatable. Let's see what Jahai Tucker was up to. Jai Tucker is the oldest 23-year-old in boxing history. This version. Jai Tucker is the oldest modern boxer, 23. 16-101, 5'11". He'll be a little bit shorter. The reach advantage is pretty demonstrative. I think Cedeno will have a 5, 6, 7 inch, maybe 6-inch reach advantage, maybe 8. What is he? 76-inch reach, 8-inch reach advantage, which it's just a reach advantage. He'll have to navigate that. He'll have to navigate the jab. Cedeno's style, to me, he's too loopy. He leaves a lot of gaps in his defense, and he's hittable. So let's see what he fights. Akale, who was 10-4, stopped him. Truck Simpson, who was 15-2, won a decision. Beats Troy Williams. Troy Williamson's a real veteran, dude. Troy Williamson was coming off a fight against Josh Kelly, who's now the middleweight champion. Troy Williamson's coming off a career resurgence as of late against Callum Simpson, a fight he was 5-1 dog. That rematch is coming up. Troy Williamson's a very good win. Madera's a good win. Madera was 14-5. Dude, Francisco Veron is a dog, dude. We just covered Francisco Veron on the Pro Box card. He drew at Veron 3 years ago when he was 20 years old. And then as a 19-year-old, they put him up against Nick Flaz. He loses him. His only losses to Nick Flaz. If anybody who knows boxing, Nick Flaz is a very aggressive slugger. And 3 years ago when Jahai was 19, Nick was 27, 26. And I know revisionist history. Don't get it twisted, dude. You guys picked Nick Flaz to beat Tiger Johnson. I didn't. I have receipts to show for it. Go to my Instagram channel. They're pinned. I took Tiger Johnson at plus 400 to beat Nick Flaz, which he did, and then took him at plus 1,000 to stop Nick Flaz, which he did. But Nick Flaz, you're a 19-year-old Jahai Tucker fighting Nick Flaz, a very aggressive Puerto Rican puncher. Like, Cedeno, you got to prove it to me, mate. You got to prove it to me. I don't think Cedeno is built like that. I don't think that he's that he's been through the fire, and I think that Jahai Tucker is going to use all of that. I think he's going to use his physicality, and I think that he's gonna beat Cedeno. I think Cedeno is gonna be a little bit of a found out sort of thing. I don't trust the Dominican amateur scene. I don't trust Cedeno's resume. I don't trust his power. I don't trust his knockout to win ratio. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm putting my money on Jahai. We'll see what happens. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not I can't read the future. I'm just telling you what I see. Yo, Johnny Morning, brother, you still on? Hell yeah, I'm still on Liam, man. What are you talking about? I couldn't see the members post section. You're tripping. I'm politicking with the chicken, wondering if I'm a creeper. Lil' hood rap bitch for 25th, name to make it coming through. Like I do, getting my bark on. You tripping. McKean, no distance. Oh, we got a super chat in this house. High interest with the 10 spot. Appreciate you. He was like, I got 5 on it times 2. Got me stuck and not go back. I got 5 on it. Let's go half on a sack. Boots, De Los Santos, Tucker. Let's go. I'm on the only person. I'm to be 100% sure that anybody wins is absolutely insane. Big Show, your kid in the fight goes a distance. Do you think Arroyo could get? I've been hearing a lot of good things out of Arroyo's camp. I've been hearing not so good things out of De Los Santos' camp. I'm close with a guy who was with De Los Santos saying that he's walking around overweight, not looking really good, and that Rayo's adding levels to his game. We'll see if he's right. Yeah, I can see that path for Dempsey. It's a 10 rounder. He can keep the distance, find out his jab, outpoint Liam. The question is, he can keep letting off him. Cookatoo Archive, what's up, my guy? How you doing, brother? Moz B, Talavad, knockout Liam decision. Let's go, bitches. I'm gonna fancy with the scared money. Scared money don't make money. Remember that. There's my guy, Oscar G Banger Liam. Let's go. The G Banger. Dude, what guy have we ever heard of in boxing with a 1-6 record and the promotional company does a promo for him? I'm waiting. I'm gonna play this. I gotta play it. I played it in the Discord. I gotta play it for the boys. Let me show you some. If you get, look what where's Youngin at? Where's my boy Youngin? Look what these fools are doing in our World Cup Discord. This was yesterday. Look what these fools are doing in our World Cup Discord. I hit a plus 500. I was happy. Wait till you see this shit. $150 to win 17,000. I was at the park one day. That's when I saw her face. She looked kinda catty to me. That's insane, dude. You boys are savages. This was my ticket. I was stoked at plus 400. These fools are hitting 17K out here. But here it is. What promotional company? The G Bagger. What promotional company does promos for a kid who's 1-6? I thought he beat CJ, by the way. His last fight, he fought CJ Mundine, Anthony Mundine's son. And they gave it to, oh, what did I put? Look at my comment. I didn't even realize I commented. The G-Banger at plus 575 on the money line is a must bet. He pushed CJ. That's his last fight, Raheem. Most folks think he deserved the win. I think he deserved the win. Has good volume and will fight for you. Let's go, G-Banger. So this is who we're talking about. I'll pull the odds up. Let's watch it one more time. Y'all cats are crazy, man. This dude is like 58 years old and rocks a G-Banger on the scale. 1-6. He's 1-6, 137 years old, and they're doing promos for him, dude. You gotta love it. Gotta love, but only in boxing. You gotta love boxing. Let's see if these odds have shifted. Nope. I couldn't imagine much. Most people don't even know about this fight. So Lance McDonald is the G-Banger, plus 575. Look at the boys jumping on it. Talava, Brandon, you were early adopter. Same. Guys, there's 80 of you savages in here. Could you like the video? I'm gonna get to all the comments. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think Crocker is more likely. Same. I do as well. I think if somebody gets stopped, it's probably Paro. I hope it doesn't happen. Kiki versus Hemi, Ohio, New Zealand. When's that going down? Is that his fight? Surely he's not fighting anytime soon. We're talking about Richard Torres. If I was Richard Torres, I'd be taking a year off. Is that what we're talking about, Boxing Booth? Eddie lost the purse bid by only 15K. If he was that invested in Crocker. Great point, Oscar. I'm throwing single digits on Crocker knockout rounds and live betting the rest part. Live betting is where it's at. Let me pull up the Discord. Winston knows what he's talking about for sure. If your book allows you, wherever you are in the world, if you're allowed to live bet and you're in our Discord, do it. Because what we do, some of the most money, like my book sucks. Live betting on my book sucks. But in the Discord, and a lot of the boys are in America, they're able to live bet. And so as the fights are going on, you'll see it tonight. We have a continuous chat, round by round scoring. Some of the sharps will be like, all right, look, he's fading. I'm going heavy on the knockout. And that sort of thing. And then, when the tickets hit, the chat goes crazy. So if you're not in our Discord, this is what the Discord looks like. It's all pro sports, by the way. Let's see if anybody's. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the World Cup real quick. I want to see if anyone's winning, and then I'll go to boxing. So this is our World Cup. Did he hit? Just bet the unders for the African country. 12-1 of the shots. Colombia. How's it tie? I'm not even watching. Colombia playing good. Yeah, they're playing really well. Should have shooting the distance. All right, let's see what the boxing chat's saying. Also, guys, if you're in our Discord and you're like, where's the link at? Go to Kyle. So this is Kyle. He's our VIP streamer. He streams all the fights. You have to go to Kyle's server and add him as a friend. Okay? It gets annoying in our chat when the fights are on. People are like, where's the link at? It's like, bitch, you should know by now. Follow Kyle, and then Kyle will be streaming the fights. So join our Discord. It's a couple bucks a month. On the fight streaming alone, you'll save thousands of dollars a year. It's insane. All right, here's our boxing chat. Look, a lot of the boys, we're disagreeing this week, which is fine. 12:36, I agree. We have to ask ourselves. Oh, so you boys are talking about the Edwin De Los Santos fight. Poker Nerd says we're both. I like Valenzuela's win against Isaac Cruz, but I don't think he can empty the stats against De Los Santos. Torres was hitting Valenzuela flush. We know, dude. There's a good UFC fight this weekend with Manny Torres. Manny Torres is fighting Rafael Fiziev. I can't wait for that fight. All right, let's see where the boys are at now. No, this used to be my sister's account. My real name is Clemente. You didn't change your photo? I got Liam Talabot by points and the G-Banger on the money. That's paying good money. Bro, I think Ryle got crazy hard getting back in there, but I don't think he's matched well. How do you see this fight going? Does anybody see Ryle winning? Crocker is looking massive. I don't think so. He's 5'9". He still has to box. It's not bodybuilding, frankly. I lost respect for Dustin. I never respected Dustin. For me, I've known his coach, Phil DeRue. Phil DeRue is his strength and conditioning coach. I've known him for like a decade. I've known the head strength coach down at Sanford MMA, Dr. Corey Peacock. Shout out to my boy, Ohio, Kent State in the house. So like I've known Poirier before he even came to the UFC. And everybody, he's a bully, man. Poirier, I've never liked Poirier. I'm sorry, Dustin, if you're watching. Oh well. I don't like bullies. I don't like guys who try to intimidate people. Dustin's always been the type of dude to get drunk at a bar, try to fight everybody, and then try to take your girl. Low IQ type of cat. So like when the news broke that he was at the airport, did you guys see this? It's shameful. I'll play it. It's absolutely shameful. I wasn't shocked. I was like, this is who Poirier is. The UFC tried cleaning his image up, and they even tried putting him in the booth, and they were like, that's not working. This dude I don't think he even has an 8th grade education. But there's certain guys who operate. You're a professional athlete. Operate like a professional. The contrast in how Gaethje carries himself outside of the octagon versus Poirier is wild. I was so glad it was Gaethje who got the belt instead of Poirier too, just based off of knowing how they operate outside of the octagon. I was not shocked. I was like, oh, it's about time. I can't believe this shit hasn't happened before. If you remember the lead up to the Conor McGregor, Conor was talking all this stuff before the fight. He was talking about Dustin being a bully, talking about Dustin, beating up bartenders and that sort of thing. And then funny enough, Conor did the same thing. But Conor's not the best role model, is he? So this is what Christos is talking about. So that's Poirier's mugshot.
Yeah, put me off the plane. All our boys went to the crib. Now what the? And this is why he got behind. You Dustin Poirier? Man, you, bro. Man, sure. I'll fight you right now. No, I don't want to fight, bro. I'll go with you right now. Bro, I don't want to fight, bro. I don't want to fight. Yeah, tell him, come on. Because it's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be bad, man. Oh, bro.
Just dropped the N-bomb too, which is crazy. Yeah, hopefully he gets the help he needs, man. He's obviously going through it. Did you see that Charles Johnson jumped to a 2-1? I wonder what. What do you mean he jumped to a 2-1? He jumped to a 2-1. I put the bet in, Nathan. I shared the bet on Sunday. That was the earliest ticket I did. I got him at plus 181. What is he now? Oh, money's coming in. He's at plus 197. So more money's coming on Asu Albumayev. That's fine. I don't look too much into that. Do you like Whitaker over? I really haven't. Floyd, ask me tomorrow, brother. I haven't put too much energy into the undercard yet in New York. I know he's fighting. I know he's fighting Popeye, Richard Ramirez. Ask me tomorrow. Let's get through tonight. Okay. Kiki Ledele gave McKean trouble and rocked him. Kiki, man, people don't know about how tough these guys are from Australia, New Zealand. New Zealand heavyweights, Australian heavyweights, rugby players. You got to hit these boys with a goddamn fire extinguisher. These boys are tough. DNA, genetics, ancestry is a real thing. James Daly, I don't think it goes 12. Paro will win. Okay, so you think Liam stop? I think Liam is the better boxer. I think he's the classier guy. I got him on points. Liam, when's the last time Liam stopped somebody? Brock Jarvis? I don't mean to be all in your business, bro, but are you going to be heavy on decision? Oh, yeah. But are you going heavy on decision for the decision for Boots? Well, the way I do my bankroll is fight card to fight card. You know what I'm saying? You're not being all my business. It's a good question. You're part of our team. You're part of our community. It's a good question. I go fight card to fight card. So ask me that tomorrow. Like if we go 2 for 2 tonight, fingers crossed we go 2 for 2. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're going to win. I've never once sat here and told you guys, I guarantee this shit's going to happen. I guarantee this shit. We go win. I'm like, bitch, this shit is stressful, motherfucker. Like, I've done all my film study. Hopefully we get the dub. Hopefully, I wish we get the dub. If we go 2 for 2 tonight, ask me tomorrow. Oh my God, Congo just had a shot. Oh! 2 shots on goal. This game's insane. 50th minute, 0-0, Congo, Colombia. My bet is already in, though, for both things. So, I have, yeah, it's a good question. 200 on one bet, 100 on the other. Follow your heart, kid. You'll never go wrong. Yes, I did change my photo. I'll play it. Fuck it. I could watch that over and over when Gaethje starched him. Pink? All right, guys, we're an hour in. There's 70 of you in here. Next comment? Tell me what fight you want to break down. We can pull the odds up. You can ask me about it. I'll tell you my play. We can bring up the boxer. We can do whatever. I'm just here watching the soccer. It's 1:15 p.m. Wednesday, June 24th. If you guys haven't seen my breakdowns, my predictions of the fights tonight, watch them. You can see my perspective. Liam Paro versus Crocker and Talava'a versus McKean. All right, Paro stopped Navarro. Okay, but good call. I forgot. Jonathan Navarro was a guy in 2017. Was I think PBC? He was either a PBC prospect of the year or maybe like top ranked prospect of the year. This is 2017. Jonathan Navarro then steps away, has a awful injury. I think it was a bad shoulder in 2018, and then the pandemic happened, and then years just get away from you. And he was shelved for I think 5-6 years, and always was with Robert Garcia, RGBA. And by the time he came down to Australia to fight Liam, it wasn't the same guy from like 2017, 2018. I forgot about that fight. It was the same guy mentally. He fought like, committed to the body. He was outclassed. I thought that fight got canceled. Didn't the Candy fight get called off? Cody, is your book still showing the Candy fight? Yeah, they canceled that fight. Unless he got a late replacement, they took that fight off the books. Let's check the internet, the old www.web, and see if they broke the news on Abdullah. I'm not seeing any news about it. Yeah, Barry Unboxing. I think this might be cap too, man. I haven't seen it anywhere. I don't like this page. They blocked me, by the way. No boxing, no problem. My personal page blocked me for some reason. Probably for them doing bullshit headlines. I'm not saying this is bullshit. I still don't believe it. But I've called this page out before for doing clickbaity headlines like, "Oh, Tank," they love themselves. The These Instagram pages love Tank Davis and they love like getting clicks off of Tank is fighting so and so. Tank said that this is the text message chat between Tank and so and so. It's like, bro, dude, this is everything that's bad with boxing is fake ass pages doing posts just to get clicks. I'm not saying this is the case, but I know this channel blocked me because I called them out back in the day for it. I've been in the game a while. If you like, I'm not new to this. It's real. I mean, it's kind of odd that we're not seeing it anywhere else, right? 2 hours in, we're not seeing it anywhere else. We're like, Somebody send me a link. But Google AI is just an engine that is operating off of current up-to-date posts. All Google AI is doing is farming data that is on the internet. Oh, Frankie, those who know, this is who he is. That video of Poirier is exactly who he's always been, by the way. I've never liked him because of that. Always been a bully, always been the tough guy. Huh. It's fair to say a lot of Paro's power comes. Yes, 100%. And if, if I talk about this all the time. If you had to categorize the top 5 traits of world-class boxers, at number 1, over power, over speed, over volume, over pace, over conditioning, at number 1, in my opinion, is timing. I put when I'm breaking film down and I'm getting ready for my assessment of who I'm taking, I'm watching fighters there who has the better timing. Because when things are dark, when adversity hits in a fight, timing could get you out of things. Also, timing sets up the end. Timing will bring the end closer for your opponent. Liam Paro has great timing. Gil, what's up? Gil's our JSB mod. It's always a pleasure when Gil drops by the live stream. For all the JSB insiders out there, you ever need anything in our Discord, you go and at Gil. He'll help you out. How do you see McKean winning? I don't, man. I can see Liam fading, and I could see Liam going out on his shield. So I could see Dempsey knocking him out. I'd like to think, to back my bet on Liam winning, I'd like to think Liam, and he has added levels to his game. One of those levels for me needed to be his conditioning and needed to be his fight IQ. Knowing when to pull the trigger, knowing when to be composed. Because that's what got him knocked out against Gretsch, was the lack of composure, lack of fight IQ. It was like his 3rd pro fight. I've seen him add these layers to it. I don't expect Liam, because you have that 6-inch height advantage, Liam will be susceptible to that uppercut. I don't think Dempsey has one-punch knockout power. I think Dempsey could hurt him, but I don't think he could put him out cold. So, all in all, I could see Dempsey on points. It's going to have to be wide, though. Dempsey's going to have to get a couple knockdowns to win on points. Ooh, good call. In Casa versus Omar Trinidad. I like this pick. Look, I'm on board with you, Jay. I like Omar Trinidad. I fucking love boxing, dude. I like if you're just new to the sport and you find by nature you're an optimist, like you could find the good in things no matter how shitty life could be, boxing's for you. I'm an optimist. I like Omar Trinidad. I look at him as a fighter as I could see potential. I could see potential. And maybe that's my downfall when I'm predicting some of these fights. Like I see potential in Talava'a. I think Liam I've watched him from his 2nd fight. I'm looking at his interviews. I'm looking at how he's coming into fight week. I'm looking at what he's wearing. I'm looking how he's carrying himself. He's now believing all the hype that Tony Del Vecchio put on him. He's believing all the hype that Johnny Lewis has put on him, that they think they have one. They think that they could take him overseas. I think they could take him overseas. If he's going to be taken overseas, he has to beat Dempsey McKean. And so with Omar Trinidad, when I see him fight, I'm like, dude, I can see potential in this kid. I could see, when I'm watching a guy, and sometimes it doesn't pan out, it's like I could see them at the highest level. I like Trinidad. And also, and Cajas is coming up from 112 pounds? It's coming up a couple, throughout his career. I like Trinidad. I like the Trinidad stoppage. Justin, Fox Sports, George Rose confirms Paul Gallen wants $1 million. Please tell me you're bullshitting. Please tell me. Dude, Nelson might lose tonight. That's like for real. Like, are you bullshitting me? Oh, this is dating back to January. I was at the Paul Gallen versus Sonny Bill fight. I'm glad they didn't rob Gallen. Gallen beat the brakes off of Sonny Bill. And Kaz coming up from 108. That's what I thought. Is now fighting a power puncher 26 and Kaz 34. Let's see what these odds are. Good eye, Jay. I was looking at this as well. I just didn't publicly talk about it because you guys know I can only handle so much what's in front of us. And I was gonna talk about this after the Australian card. But I did like Omar Trinidad. And I didn't see the props yet, but it made sense to me when I've already done the tape. It made sense to me seeing that Ancajas was coming up. I'm not getting a prop. What's your prop paying you? What are you getting on that? I'm like obsessed now. Guys, we're still not getting any official written thing about this fight being off. Google AI in Australia is saying that the schedule box measure. Oh, so Google AI now is saying it's been canceled. There you go. Do we trust Google AI? I don't know if I trust Google AI. Because Google AI will also tell us a fighter has won a fight before the fight even started. Google AI is just a fishing net of what's been being spoken about it's a collection of data. And then they can hypothesize off of that. So I still don't trust this. I kind of want to call my boy Ohio Runs Boxing. Can I come see you in August for a week? What's up? Ohio Runs Boxing. I'm gonna leave a message. This is my guy. What's up, big dog? Is this breaking news true? We're not seeing any of it on the internet. Google AI is saying it is. I've only seen a few Instagram pages talk about it, that Cordina pulled out due to an injury, and now we're going to have a civil war of Ohio between Albert and Abdullah. Let me know. Look at the link I just sent you on the Discord about Paul Gallen. Okay. No shit. Shout out to Christos. Gal's $1 million demand, and that's a discount. And that's a discount. Gallon is wild as Aussie champ on verge of $1 trillion future. What are we talking about? Gallon a dog though on some real levels. Paul Gallen is a full on dog. He would fight until he was 70, I bet. All right, let's go over this. Sorry for you Americans. This is Aussie stuff right here. George Rose's confirmed discussions are already underway for a blockbuster Australian crossover bout between Gallen and Nelson, with the Origin Great requesting $1 million payday. Well, Australia's going to take 30%. So if he's getting $1 million, he's only coming out with $700K, and that's before he has to pay everyone else. So realistically, he's probably only getting half of that. Crazy. The declaration comes as Rose has also explained his decision to gamble $1 million on Australia's Liam Paro on Wednesday night, stressing the Queenslander can earn himself $1 trillion valuation. How would he? You better break this down. Liam could earn himself $1 trillion value. What is he doing? Like a 5-year? Is he doing like a 5-year estimate? Only 7 months into life as No Limits heavyweight poster boy. Are we really calling Nelson Solomon a No Limits? I thought he was a side. He's a side pony. He's a side show. He's the NRL guy that they put on the boxing cards. But who wrote this article? Undefeated creator star 3 shade George Burgess. Already the fighter Big Nasty's revealed crossover hit list. Queensland prop Matt Lodge. Matt Lodge. Wasn't there a sex tape with Matt Lodge like 5-6 years ago? Before eventually facing Gallen, and while the Canelo Premiership hero announced his retirement after beating Sonny Bill, Rose confirmed No Limit now are involved in what could prove to be a 7-figure discussions. Although initially Gal was demanding $4 million, Rose joked to Fighting Words this week, so it's nice to see it's come down a little. Apparently, this is his discount price. The big fella. Wow. That's crazy. Bell has no chance. AB. You think he's just gonna get starched? Why are we talking about footy fights? Because it's Australia, Agnew. Because it's Australia, boy. You're Aussie. You're more Aussie. You have an Aussie accent. I don't. He pulled out due to visa issues. 80 F. Velasquez for the dub. I trust you, bro. I don't know what I do, but I trust you. Sounds about right. Cordina's the type of cat who would fight injured. He wouldn't pass that up. Depth, insiders now. Boost my pick for. Let's go. We still good. Depth, you changed your photo too? I seriously hope the footy guys give us a double knockout on the front. Me too. I don't want to. I'm not trying to watch Burgess versus Saul for 4 3-minute rounds of just awful boxing. We want to see bloodshed. They should make those fights 2-minute rounds. They should make those fights 2-minute rounds, 8-ounce gloves. No, 2-minute rounds, 4-ounce gloves. Put them in the MMA gloves. We're here for bloodshed. All right, so let's see if our books. So that means, guys, our quarterly parlay hit. If the Mason Cordina fights off, our quarterly parlay hit. Oh, Ohio Runs Boxing just told me to call him. So I'm going to call him.
Your call couldn't be connected. Please check the number.
Okay, so how do I do this? WhatsApp. I got him. I'm gonna say, yo, it's Johnny. So this is my Ohio insider. I want to see what he says. We'll see if he calls back. We're out here, dude. We're investigators. We do research out here, boys. Depth. I've had it since I joined Discord. The brand of the sweater is "Let the Dog Eat." I like it. They're a small boxing brand. Appreciate you, bro. Okay, because we got depth. We got high depth. There's a few of the names that are confusing me. Colombia not beating Portugal. Did I say they're what? Colombia's playing Congo. Am I tripping? Xander's too young, not as experienced as Boots, and hasn't fought someone like Boots. His own team told him not to take the fight. Yeah, I agree. I got Boots up. I got Boots on points. Crispy Chris, what's up, Double C? How you doing, playa? Too crispy. We're dealing with a little bit of breaking news. The Abdullah Mason fight seems to be off. I'm calling Ohio Runs Boxing. If you're not following him on Instagram, follow him. He's my guy with breaking news, all things Ohio. You told me to call you, mate, and now you're not answering. You got to get your shit together. I can see Zayas squeaking out. Ooh. Got Julius, if it's close, who are they going to side with? It's a good question to ask. What do you guys think? If the fight is close and it goes to the cards, are we thinking they side with Xander? Not gonna lie, Albert Belver could upset. What do you think? I have Mason moneyline, Mason knockouts. Yeah, so I know Adu. So let's see if they're gonna pay us out at least. What just happened? Did Suarez get taken out of the game? That sucks. It's in the 72nd minute. We're looking at another draw, guys. World Cup stuff. My plus 600. We put this ticket in. We put this ticket in April. Full unit. Bumgardner money line. These are all money line. Bumgardner, NUA, Benavidez, Hergovich, Keyshawn, Hamza, Stephanie Hahn, Shock Foster, and Abdullah Mason. So they'll just pay us out. Obviously, the betting apps aren't going to be. They're never on the front line of fight cancellations. And the Andy Cruz Albert. I got Albert Bell on the money line at plus 530. He's down to plus 380 against Andy Cruz. But it's all for naught. Zayas sold out a stadium and PR. Business of boxing can turn Zayas into a superstar. That's what they want, man. You know, we've been watching Xander grow up in front of us. We were watching. Remember purple braid Xander, 17-year-old Xander on Top Rank with the purple cornrows? Babyface Xander. So I get it, but Boots too, though, man. Like dude, how many times did Eddie sell out the arena in Philly? You know, the first few fights, Geron signed of a matchroom. They went to Philly 2 times in a row and sold that out. So Boots too, man. Boots is only 28 years old. This is Boots' youngest opponent, but because Boots was always the young guy, mate. Look at also, damn, dude. So our Discord is torn. I want to warn everybody. Whenever you and look, I this is just boxing. This isn't shocking what I'm about to say. We're not fucking in some purple hair nose ring coffee shop here. We're in a boxing chat. So what I'm about to say shouldn't be controversial, okay? But we know good and goddamn well whenever you got an African-American fight, and I'm not making it about race, I'm talking about boxing casuals. Whenever you got an African-American fighter from Philly and a Puerto Rican from New York, you know, it's going to bring the casuals out. It's going to bring dudes out who don't even watch the sport, who are just going to go for the Puerto Rican, who are just going to go from the kid from Philly. And that's what we're dealing with this fight week. And, you know, it's kind of, you know, it makes these sort of fight weeks interesting. Oh, my God, Colombia just scored. That was offsides. Surely that goal wasn't that easy. Colombia just scored in the 75th minute. I want to hear why you pick Kane over Lee. Is it the activity? I don't rate Brandon Lee at all. Brandon Lee's resume. Brandon Lee's resume might be one of the most, other than this weekend, there's two. Two of the most, what's the word? Suspicious resumes are Yuri Cedeno, inflated, and Brandon Lee. Great question. Ooh, the Colombian win. I'm here for the Colombiana Latina. Oh, God. Medellin. Boys, if ever you could go to Medellin, go to Medellin. This dude has one of the softest, fakest resumes in boxing. This dude is so suspicious. He got beat. He got his ass beat. His biggest win against Pedro Campa, he got beat up. His best win, Pedro Campo, he got his ass beat. This dude is so manufactured, it's crazy. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. His first 10 fights, all losing records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1. His resume is absolutely horseshit. Yeah, he's terrible. I don't think he's good at all. And here, I don't think he's a good boxer. I think he's manufactured. I think he's soft. I think Kane Sandoval's pressure, his pace, his output, his volume, that Mexican style is going to drown Brandon Lee. I think Brandon Lee's going to quit. I took Julian Rodriguez against Kane Sandoval, just so you guys know. I won a lot of money on that fight. I was in a debate during fight week. All you guys picked Kane. I didn't. I took J-Rod at plus 490, and we won. After that fight, Kane Sandoval messaged me on Instagram, and I told him this, and oh my God, an empty goal. 2-0 Colombia. I've never seen that. What is happening? It's just a full-on meltdown now. 2-0. Colombia just scored 2 goals. Oh, they're not counting that. He messaged me, and I said, hey, mate, you're 22 years old, and you don't have a six-pack. I said, I'm 44 years old, and I have a six-pack. I was like, you're a pro athlete. I was like, those are lifestyle choices. I was like, you need to lock it up. Look at Kane this fight week. When have we ever seen six-pack Kane? I'm telling you, six-pack Kane is a problem, boy. So I'm taking six-pack Kane with the Mexican style, 23 years old, probably got a better resume. The lessons he learned, it was decently competitive against J-Rod. J-Rod's a beast. And I think he's just going to, outpace, outwork, outgrind, outbully Brandon Lee. Zayas is one hell of a B-side. Zayas upset would be similar to Raymond Muay. I think it'd be bigger, man. I think if Zayas beats Boots, it's way bigger than Muay beating Andy Cruz. Boots represents an idea in American boxing, man. Andy Cruz, that wasn't that big of an upset to me. Ennis represents something way bigger than just the fight. This is the guy who's supposed to carry American boxing after Terence Crawford retired. Colombia's going to score again. Oh my God, 2-0. Colombia, it's just belt to ass now. Oh, they're not counting it. Are they counting this one? Offsides. It should be 3-0 in the last 3 minutes. This would be a massive upset, in my opinion. I know the odds don't suggest it. If Xander Zayas beats Jaron Ennis, he's been sold to us for at least half of a decade, those in the know, as the anointed one. And a lot of us think he is the anointed one. You can only beat who's been put in front of you, and he's not only beat them, he's beat the piss out of all of them, almost all of them. He, at 28 years old, is in position to be the guy for at least the next 5 years. This is him. He is him. It'd be a massive upset. Xander gonna stun. I don't think Xander does anything better than Boots in the ring. What does Xander do better than Giron in the ring? I don't want to hear about the size. I don't want to hear about the experience at 54. I don't want to hear about having the belts. When the bell goes ding ding, and there's two blokes in there with their hands wrapped and two gloves on with the mouth guards in, and they're only allowed to punch, what is Xander doing better than Giron? I don't see him doing anything better than Giron. Kane has zero defense. Look, then I'm not here, guys. I'm not here to hang on to any of these picks. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some, and we're going to move on. And we're going to do it together. So my bet is already in, Julius. If you want to go, if you want to prove to me, well, you don't have to prove to me what Brandon Lee's going to be. Kane. I don't care. I'm already taking Kane, and I told you why. Brandon Lee's soft to me. I don't think he's built for it. I don't think he's built for it, man. I don't mind if he gets hit. Sometimes you got to, dude. Chico Corrales got hit a lot. Arturo Gatti got hit a lot. Angel Manfredi got hit a lot. These are some of my favorite fighters. Who cares? It's boxing. You're going to get hit. Colombia up. It could easily be 3-0. It could easily be 3-0. 82nd minute, it's 1-0. That close matchup versus Campa made him rethink his career. No joke. Bro, he got his ass beat. Bro, he got beat up, dude. When Pedro Campa is yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yi, wanna up that body, baby, wanna up that body, wanna up that body, don't stop. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yi. That's the song of when you're getting belt to ass. In my head, if ever I'm beating the piss out of somebody, that's the song playing. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yo. Cats are doing square dances in the back. If you remember Public Announcement, they're doing that one. Or they're doing the Dirty Bird. That's the song playing. And Pedro Campo, that song was playing when Brandon Lee got that ass beat. We'll see. You don't have to sell me on why I should. I'm never going to change my pick. Once I watch film, I know guys, I see who I'm going. I take my money from my bank, which is all imaginary anyway. We don't even have money anymore. It's just a number on a digital device that we just transfer over to another imaginary thing. None of this shit's really existing, right? Once I do that process, though, what are we talking? That's who I'm taking. Between Jahai, Tucker, and Lee, which is the most confident? I'm not taking Brandon Lee. I'm taking Jahai, Tucker, and Kane Sandoval. Oh, shit. What's up, Rockets? Yo, Johnny, who are you leaning towards? This is one I'm torn. I have flip-flopped. I haven't put any money yet towards this one. I went into this fight week leaning on Edwin De Los Santos. I had a long chat with TJ from Chilltown Boxing on Twitter behind the scenes about this fight, and he's kind of selling me on Ryo. Kind of selling me on Ryo. I'm not convinced yet. He was talking about, he was kind of sharing some stuff with me about sort of conditioning stuff and what he heard in fight camp. So I'll let you know in probably a week. It's coming up. It's coming up. I'm just checking my odds real quick. Bro, that fight is in 5 days. And De Los Santos is the dog. Me and a lot of my other Spanish from Chicago love Xander, but most of us bodies understand Boots can put a mask class. Xander's too green for Boots at this time. I just, in a fight, like, I do want to say this. It's a great point you brought up. even though I said all that stuff about Jerron being anointed, which he has been since, Bud retiring, I don't think he's a perfect fighter. I do think Jerron is flawed. I think Jerron gets away with a lot of things because of his athleticism and his gifts. I think he has holes in his defense. I think he lacks at times discipline. So he's not a perfect fighter. Is Xander the guy to make him pay for it? Jesus Christ. Colombia is just living right now in the box. I think I've seen 2 shots on goal up until the 80th minute, and now there's been 8 of them in the last 6 minutes. It's insane. If Xander fought Virgil, Fundora, or someone like Haney or Ryan, all the names are. If Xander fought Virgil, Fundora, and someone like Haney or Ryan, all them names in the argument could be made more. Well, Haney is a 135er who came up to 40, newly minted 47. Ryan is a little dude, newly minted 47 champ. Xander's a big 54. You're saying somebody with the credence of marketability, household name value. Yeah. Would you say Virgil's a house? I wouldn't say Virgil's a household name. We know Virgil Ortiz in boxing, but he's the most inactive guy out. I've kind of lost hope on Virgil. I've never been high on I appreciate Virgil's fight style. I like Virgil Ortiz. I'm a fan of him. That fight style is super admirable. I thought he got beat up against Boachuk. I definitely don't think Virgil retires undefeated. I would 100% I would take Fundora over Virgil. I'm high on Fundora though. I think Fundora is the guy that is really going to be difficult to beat, considering his youth, his obviously physical dimensions, the confidence, how he's married to the game. He keeps leveling up. Fundora is a freaking nightmare to deal with, dude. I think Virgil gets hit way too much. I actually would probably take Fundora to stop Virgil. I'm a big Fundora fan though, and he keeps winning me money. So until I see otherwise, I've seen flaws in more recently as of late in Virgil's game. I mean, Virgil fought Boachek after Fundora lost to Brian. I fear De Los Santos is too athletic and will catch Jose and possibly outbox him. Yeah, that Gary fight, that was a while ago. When did De Los Santos fight Gary? Oh no, you're talking about when Ryo fought Gary Antoine Russell. You know what? I was just watching tape on when Lomachenko beat Gary Russell. That's why that name was in my head. When's the last time you watched Lomachenko versus Gary Russell? That was a good fight. But Gary Antoine Russell beat the fucking brakes off of Ryo. You think that's what De Los Santos is going to do? I don't know yet. I got time. We'll see how tonight goes. Boots money line, Emilio money line, Yankee money line. Let's go, Def. Get it. Guys, we're an hour and 38 minutes into this one. There's 60 of you still in here. Like the video. Let me know what you got. This is just insane. This statement is just absolutely insane. All right, I don't mean to pick on you, Chief Fred Cloud, but bro. I do think he's flawed. I talked about it. I don't think he's the perfect fighter. I think he has a lot of bad habits. There's things that I don't like about his style. But when you're a kid who's 35-0 with 31 knockouts and you've never lost and never been to the ground, and you say he has no chin, maybe spell check. Did spell check change a word? No personality, maybe? No chin's insane. Zayas going to dance around Boots. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, Cass, you think Zayas is all of a sudden going to turn into Vasily Lomachenko with footwork because he gave one interview and talked about Boots not having good feet. Y'all guys is crazy, man. Did Congo just score in extra time? No, Congo gets a shot on goal. Oh my God, a gorgeous save. Jesus. What do I think about Vargas? Bryce, he's fighting a real guy, man. I gotta give me tomorrow. He's fighting a real guy. Bryce Mills. I like Boots on points. It's not like when you watch Xander versus Bass Burrell, you're like, wow, this kid's a Hall of Famer. Or when you watch Xander versus Chino, I thought Xander looked better against Chino, but the only time I thought, like, do we feel Xander looked better against Chino because Chino was coming off that career-defining victory against Charles Conwell? You know what I'm saying? Maybe. But I don't. It's not like I watch Xander. I don't feel like I'm watching anything special. That's not supposed to be shade. It's like when I was growing up and I was watching Pernell Whitaker fight, my dad and I would be like, we're watching something special. We're watching a very, very rare fighter here with Pernell Whitaker. When I would watch Oscar De La Hoya, we're watching something special with his hand speed. Floyd Mayweather, both sides of his career. The power puncher Floyd, when he was starching everybody out of the when the '96 Olympics just ended out of Atlanta, and ESPN is pushing him, and he's on all these shows, and he was aggressive ass front foot power puncher. We're like, damn, dude, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is fucking special. And then as he got a little bit older and he turned into this defensive savant, same sort of thing. When I watch Xander, I don't get that. When I watch Boots, I get that. Sometimes there's things that happen you can't quite explain. I'm not saying Boots is going to retire undefeated. I just think from like the element of, there's nothing Xander does that I haven't seen as a fight fan before. Boots, you could say he does things that are unorthodox that you don't really see a lot. Switching the stances, the uppercuts, fighting at all three ranges. He can fight you at distance. He can fight you mid-range. He can fight you in the pocket. His body punching, his hand speed, his reflexes. Boots has that sort of thing. Xander doesn't to me. Xander seems pretty basic to me. You think he's going to dance? You think Xander Zayas is going to dance around Jaron Ennis? That's an insane take to me. What time does the card kick off tonight? So it is 2 p.m. here in Sydney right now. The undercard should start in 3 hours. Boots not going to know what to do with Xander in and out. One of Jaron's best attributes is being able to fight from the outside. Jaron can fight you at 3 different ranges, man. I don't know who you guys are listening to, but I haven't done my breakdown yet. I'll upload it tomorrow. One of Boots's, like, some of his best attributes are things that he's doing without throwing punches. How he's feinting and getting you to, putting you in a position where he wants you to be. How he's slipping and then ending up where you don't want and not getting hit. His decision making from the pocket to exiting. How he moves off the line. With all that does come things, if I'm being critical, that I don't like. Chin in the air sometimes. His hands are down sometimes. Xander's not a big puncher. Xander might land. I don't see him doing. I don't see it. I see Xander struggling with Jaron Ennis. Between Jahai Tucker and Kane, which is the most? I'm not confident. I'm not confident with any of these picks. None. These are really good fights this weekend. I could go 100. I could go 5 for 5 or 3 for 5. Zayas takes this on points and frustrates the hell out of Pussy. What's up, Camarones? I don't think Rayo is defensive enough to stop De Los Santos from putting him to sleep. Are we expecting the same Edwin? Is this the same guy? I'm not getting mad. I like Xander. I want somebody to tell me a game plan, though, rather than just saying, Like, what does Xander do better than Boots? Okay, so now I'm starting to understand. Look, I'm not. I get it now. Yeah, those Philly boxing channels are hard to watch. Greg Hackett, dude, come on, bro. Greg Hackett, what do the young kids call it? What do you call it? Glossin? We call it gat. Like when I was coming up, if you're like complimenting somebody too much, we would call it gassing somebody up. Man, why you gassing this fool up, man? Stop gassing this fool up. This dude's a punk. Stop gassing him up. Man, this dude's gassed up like that, man. This dude ain't even that good. Like them, I think you guys call it. What do you call it? Glossing or something like that. Them Philly channels are they're very casually loyal. They like only Philly fighters. They think that fucking Stephen Fulton's the best fighter in the world. They think that Jaron Ennis is Muhammad Ali. I get all that. But with that being said, that's no reason to think that Xander Zayas is beating Ennis. Paro! You think he wins every round? Julius got history with Boots. Columbia just won 1-0. Nah, they say Boots got no chin. No, you said that. What's up, Trent? With the $5 super chat. Just had a gang of Paro's friends come through my dispensary I work at on Las Vegas Strip. I used to see Liam train at City Boxing Gym before this. Nice, man. Where do you live at in Vegas? I used to live in Vegas for 2 years. I lived in Anthem, right past the Green Valley Ranch. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Vegas. I ask you about the prediction markets. We don't have that. We don't have that in Australia, bro. Kali Robin or a while back. You said it's not in Australia, so it's poly market. No, we don't have it. Do I have a hair on my lobe? Do I need to start shaving my freaking earlobe? You know, when you get old, you get hair. Do I have a hair on my earlobe? Spence versus Tim is going to be fire. I'm going to that. I'll be at the EJ Tim Zoo fight. We going to that. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. I don't like it either. Tipkin, sub Johnny, you're talking about Albert Bell. We talked about it earlier. Tipkin, we've been on for like 2 hours. I'm not going to get mad, bro. You crazy. I question Boots' gas tank late, all that switch. He does waste a lot. He does. He does. He's not. He doesn't have an efficient style. His style, it's a reflex style. It's like a Roy Jones. Josh Kelly has that style to an extent. I want to see Kelly versus Boots. That's the fight I want to see. I think Jaron stylistically is going to make easy work of Xander. What I think is going to happen is that Xander is going to get frozen a lot. He's going to see everything that Boots is presenting to him. Feints, speed. Dude, Boots' hand speed's ridiculous. You guys are insane. Boots' hand speed's ridiculous. His reflexes are crazy. His footwork is crazy. His ability to control range and distance with that stick. You guys, I want to see Boots versus Josh Kelly. That's the fight I want to see. Boxing Wiz, I think it's a lock too. Yeah, I think Boots is going to be way too much. When have you ever watched Xander and you're like, this dude, that's my guy? Like, he's never. Has Xander ever. How many viral moments does Xander's eyes have? This is going to sound controversial, and I blame this on Julius, and I blame this on Teach. But is Xander's eyes a bit fabricated? When has he ever gone viral? What has he done? He's not knocking guys out. He's not starching cats. You guys did this to yourself. I didn't do this. You did this to yourself. Is Xander's whole image publicly manufactured? That 17-year-old shiny babyface kid with the purple cornrows and Is he the manufactured one? Because I've just watched Boots knock starching cats. That beatdown he put on Stanionis was insane. I have never watched Xander Zayas, like, man, this motherfucker out here crazy. That motherfucker. He just does. He's methodical. He's workmanlike. He's technical. Good fight IQ. Stays disciplined. I think Boots is gonna beat that man up. I think Boots is gonna beat that man up. I do. This is your fault. This ain't my fault. You guys forced this out of me. Oh, is that God, Chief? That's not what we do here. I will never, ever defend a stance based off of value. I will tell you the value in the bet, but there's no way I'm ever going to come up and create a narrative on where I'm putting my money because of the value. I have to tell you what I see in the outcome, in the matchups, in the stylistic matchup, what's going on. There's nothing that I see in Xander that he's going to do to get through to Boots. Glazing. We called it gassing cats up. Man, what? And then it was like, you know how like your group of friends growing up in high school? I don't know if you guys still act this way. Like my group of friends who I'm still friends with today, we were hard on each other. If we didn't get in high school, I played quarterback. I was our shooting guard on the basketball team. I was our pitcher on the baseball team. And, I started from the time I was a freshman on the baseball field, basketball and football, junior and senior. If we didn't, my group of friends, my 4 best friends all played sports. If we found out you got a C on your report card, we were clowning you. If we found out, like, during one of our games, if you went, like, 0 for 7 from the 3-point line, you were getting roasted. Like, these are the type of dudes I grew up with. Like, we were holding each other accountable based on performance on the field and academically. Like, don't let us find out you slipped up on the test. You're getting roasted for being stupid. These are the type of guy. These are my friends to this day. Very successful men now. I advise you to hang around people like this. But in that era of my life, if I was caught like complimenting somebody or like, yo man, I think this dude is really good. My boy Robert or Rashad be like, Johnny, man, why you gassing that fool up? You gay? Granted, this was like 1999, 2000. You weren't even allowed to compliment somebody. You get called out for that. Man, you always gassing these cats up, motherfucker. You gay, dude? Like, it would get taken there. Like, I guess, no, but I guess I can't compliment people. But that's how I was raised. So I understand those Philly YouTubers, man. Greg Hackett's, Jesus, and his following, man. You ever read the comment section on Greg Hackett's videos? The comment sections are crazy. Maybe we should do a live stream talking about the comment section. Shout out to Greg Hackett, man. If you're not following GHB TV, go follow Greg and YSN. But them Philly cats are crazy. Glazing. Stop gassing them up, that East Coast. Yeah, I'm an old head. I'm 44, man. We out here. Do you think Talivah McKean will be a decision? Ooh, we're circling back. We're circling the wagons. I got Talivah money line plus money. Heavyweights, though, boys. One punch could change everything. We're almost 2 hours in. 75 people in here. Like the video for me, man. Appreciate the super chats. All the new subscribers. If you're not in our Discord, join the Discord. Couple bucks a month. Xander will have to use his frame and clinch when boot. She tries to clinch. I think that's going to be the most telling thing right off the bat in the pocket. Who's the stronger guy? I think Xander and his team think that he's gonna out physical Jaron. We'll see. We will see. Because as Jaron moved from 47 to 54, his frame is kind of looking a little bit like, that Tommy Hearns frame. Not the bulky muscle type, like a Marvin Hagler, but that long, lean muscle type where, like, you're getting your power off of, like, the physics of your punches, the snappiness of the punches. So I'm really interested to see how the first few clinches look. Bro said Glossin. Is Glossin a word? Glossin has to be a word. Right next to the Strat. Naked sit. Nice, man. Oh, that is the hood. Damn. I used to work I lived in Anthem, right past Henderson, past the GVR, if that's still there. And I worked at Planet Hollywood and then the Wynn Hotel at, I don't know if it's still there, a nightclub called Surrender. It was a day club. Jamie Smith, trains some real killers, Nico Turdian, Sebastian. Got you. Zayas is turning the fight into size of pressure problem. Not speak on. He's naturally bigger junior middleweight. I don't know, man. I looked at the face-offs. He didn't look that much bigger. Jerome been boiling himself down for a while. Cordino with visa issues. He fought in California in December. Right? Good point. Yeah, we're 2 hours in, big dog. Rewatch it. I don't get angry, Teach. No, I don't get angry. You need to see the screenshot I got of you. I screenshot. I look insane. Don't be screenshotting my big ass head, man. I look absolutely insane. Don't do it. You boys send me photos all the time on the gram. I look like a freaking animal. No one's trying to see my big ass head. I think it'll be competitive. Zayas is young as hell, but even if he had 10 more years of experience, he's the same. I don't think it's an age thing. Sprinkle. All right, now we see all the boys. What? Now we see what this is really about. A little bit of I don't like them Philly content creators, and a lot of bit of what the odds are showing. This was never about method of victory. This was never about path to victory. This was never about stylistic matchups. This was always about I don't really be doing them Philly content creators, and where can I make the most money off of the most value of the bet? Y'all cats is crazy. When Xander won that WBO, he felt like an old school champ. He made all the right moves and calls, knowing when to engage, knowing when to move. Smart clinch, bro. As a brain, he's smart. Teach, how much you got on him, brother? He did some of the same things against Sabas. He's getting touched against Sabas, though. How much you got on him, brother? Keep doing whatever, boy. And appreciate you. We up. Appreciate you, Trent. Julius, I respect Xander's. I respect Xander's fight IQ too. He's a student in the game, man. He grew up in the ring. Xander grew up in the ring. He knows how to operate. I said this on our live stream the other day. This isn't supposed to sound. I think you guys will know what I mean by this. I do want to see both guys hurt. Not in a sense that they're living with lifelong pain, but I want to see if both guys could adapt to adversity in a fight. Think about the stardom. Think about how big of a star Chico Corrales became after that Luis Castillo fight and all the other fights he was in, or how the Angel Man Freddy, how people Freddy was like a cult hero in his part of the U.S., that Buffalo area, and then Arturo Gotti. A lot of this has to do with them being in positions and having to either pick themselves off of the canvas or overcome adversity in a fight. We've yet to see this from Jaron. We've yet to see this from Xander. I'm hoping they could bring it out of each other, and so we could see what's in there. Because the questions I do have about Jaron is like, I brought this up in the Discord last night, and some of the boys didn't like when I said this. My biggest questions for Jaron Ennis is he a dog? And you guys didn't like when I said that. And I mean that. I'm never going to sit here and just say that this kid is a dog when I've never seen him hurt. He's been the hammer the entire time. Think about the aura of Mike Tyson before Buster Douglas. He was the hammer the entire time. And Buster Douglas was the first guy who made him be the nail, and his career was never the same. He was never able to be the nail. Not everybody could be the hammer and the nail. Some guys could only be the front runner. And then when they've been found out sort of thing, they're never the same guy. I don't know if Jaron could be the nail. I question that about him. Does he have it within him to pick himself off of the canvas when he's hurt? I was not a fan of Devin Haney until that Ryan Garcia fight. That's probably going to be crazy for you guys to hear. I don't talk about the mainstream fighters a lot on my channel. I don't like using clickbait titles. I don't cover fighters unless they're fighting. But I was never a Devin Haney fan until after the Ryan Garcia fight. I had no idea he had that in him. I became a fan of Haney after watching him pick himself up off of the canvas multiple times and then go on to win rounds. He didn't get stopped in that fight. And then we know what happened after, and I didn't bring that example up to talk about Garcia's failed drug test. But I didn't know Devin Haney had that in him. I didn't know he was a dog like that. Devin Haney's a dog, dude. Picked his ass up off of the canvas multiple times and was winning rounds after he got dropped. Can Ennis do that? I don't know. I haven't seen that. I question that. Same with Xander. Same with Xander. This is boxing. This is boxing. I like this fight. I think Jalil might be catching Derevianchenko. What is Sarah? Derevianchenko's a tough night. This is a good fight. Shout out to Jalil for taking the fight. No one wants Derevianchenko will be 50 years old and still be getting turned down. You know what I'm saying? He's just a tough night out. Hackett's very similar. What's the time difference with the Paro fight to the East Coast? Well, Teach, I live in Sydney, Australia, so it is 2:15 p.m. on Wednesday. The first fight starts in... So Vegas Larfield fights in under 3 hours. So wherever you are in the world, Larfield fights in under 3 hours. The G-Banger fights at 5:30. I got to eat some lunch. This is the longest live stream I've done in a while. 2 hours in, we still got 70 people here. We better have 70 likes, crazy ass. Is Xander better than Chukachin in style? Yeah, he is. He is. Xander's sharper than Karen. Xander is more versatile, way more versatile than Karen. Guys, I'll see you in the next one, man. Nothing but love, man. Best boxing community on YouTube. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.